Just when you think we're done getting news about Avengers Doomsday, they really say, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought we were finished? Here go 7 more for you. Because we just got a whole bunch of insane news for Avengers Doomsday that's really gonna shock you. I'm talking more cast members, more story details, and crumbs that I'm gonna make a full course meal out of. Because I got a brain blast. And either way, me and you know what we gotta do. We gotta talk about it. And most of this news comes to us from Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus, who are definitely somewhat reliable. I'll put a link to their original article if you want to read it yourself. But there was a lot of really interesting details in this article that got the gears in my brain spinning. First and foremost, we actually learned what roles some specific characters are going to have in Avengers Doomsday. Like Sam Wilson's Captain America is going to be in a lead role. Shuri's Black Panther is going to be a supporting role. And Shang-Chi is said to be a major supporting character. Now, Doctor Strange is the interesting one because it was said that he was expected to be a lead, but his role is currently uncertain. And if you were to ask Benedict Cumberbatch himself, he would also sound confused on what Doctor Strange's role is in these upcoming Avengers movies. I'm thinking he might not even really be in Doomsday, and his Doctor Strange 3 will take place in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, since we know that there's a July date in between those two movies, and he'll have a larger role in Secret Wars. And to the surprise of absolutely no one, it looks like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will return in Avengers Doomsday. Now, unfortunately, they didn't give my dog his own chair on Avengers Chairs Day, but we all know that's not going to be the entire cast for Doomsday. There's going to be even more. And it all mainly started with Hugh Jackman posting this video of him doing deadlifts, seemingly training for his return as Wolverine in Avengers Doomsday. It kind of tracks because the last time he posted a workout video, he ended up being in Deadpool and Wolverine. But I'm gonna take it a step further because somebody's in big trouble. Hugh Jackman's stunt double Daniel Stevens posted a photo at the set of Pinewood Studios where they're currently filming Avengers Doomsday. Coincidence? I think not. And just a couple months ago, it was rumored by Scooper, My Time to Shine Hello, that Hugh Jackman will return as Wolverine. So again, adding more fuel to the fire. Where there's smoke, there is fire. Plus, you can't forget, they're gonna make Hugh Jackman do this until he's 90. But now the question becomes, is this the same Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine, or is it another variant? Because mind you, we already know that we're getting a whole bunch of OG Fox X-Men characters returning. As a matter of fact, this is the entire roster so far. It will make a lot of sense for him to come from this universe, which I'm assuming is the same universe at the end of the Marvels, because we already know that Kelsey Grammer is returning as Beast, and with all the multiverse incursion bullshit happening, you know they gotta get Monica Rambeau back. It also helps that we got a report that in Avengers Doomsday it's gonna be revealed that Gambit is gonna come from the same universe that Monica Rambeau ended up in with the X-Men. And my own personal theory is that this Fox X-Men universe is actually the same universe from the end of X-Men Days of Future Past. Everything is right in the world. That would also explain why a lot of these characters are returning. And while we're still on the subject of the X-Men, Alex Perez also revealed some very interesting things about Nightcrawler. Like, first things first, it looks like he's actually going to get a comic accurate suit. But that's not all, because he's also going to be using his swords in a fight scene. Oh my god. They pull off some shit like from X-Men 97 where he said 9 and he was just bamfing on motherfuckers, slicing and dicing. Take my money. And thanks to Alan Cumming himself, we already know that he's going to be fighting Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards. Doomsday really does sound like it's going to sneak in a little bit of Avengers versus X-Men anyway. And if that really happens, I'm going to be moist. Alex Perez also revealed that there's still going to be tension between Wakanda and Talocan during the events of Avengers Doomsday. I know everyone feels like they squashed the beef, but trust me, there's still tension there. It's also said that Okoye may not show up in Avengers Doomsday because she's too busy being a Midnight Angel running special ops missions for Wakanda. Said if she does appear, it's going to be very minor. Hey man, since we know Shuri is returning and we know she's going to be in a bigger supporting role, can we update her suit for real? Get some more attachments. We need more equipment. I need to see the cape with the fur collar, bro. That shit will go hard. And the whole aspect that there's still tension between Wakanda and Talocan is actually very interesting, because Namor is definitely going to be feeling some type of way. More on Namor in a second, because Alex Perez also revealed that the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and the Marvels all are going to play a key factor into the story for Doomsday. And to take it a step further, Alex Perez is also reporting that these events are going to be crucial because the MCU is stuck in an endless time loop. That's what the Citadel at the end of time in Loki is. It's the main universe 1999999 stuck as is. So what happens when that breaks and now Loki's the only one holding the multiverse together, but it's allowed to still branch off into the tree? I think it's going to be causing destruction across the multiverse with obviously incursions. And if I had to guess, maybe Robert Downey Jr.'s Victor Von Doom comes from a universe that was destroyed by an incursion, and he wants to make sure it happens never again. So he takes matters into his own hands. Thanks to Daniel RPK, we know that Doctor Doom is going to be using the Sentinels to attack the X-Men in Avengers Doomsday. And that definitely tracks because there's been set photos of destroyed Sentinels on what looks like Xavier's mansion. And then we also got that photo of Victor Von Doom's chair in what looks like Xavier's mansion too. I think RDJ's Doom is going to be a master manipulator. He's going to be causing mini civil wars between the X-Men, mutants, the Avengers, etc. He's going to try to get people on his side. Now this is where we bring back Namor, because I think it's easy to convince him to side with Doom. All you want is protection and peace for your people? Let me tell you something. I can make a battle world that can keep your people safe and you can lead them. And the same goes for Magneto, bro. By the way, bro, if we get Ian McKellen in the classic Magneto suit, I might just combust in that damn theater for real. But I could easily see Doom persuading Magneto by saying, listen, you want your mutants to survive? You could be the leader of them in your own section on my new world. And kind of planting the seeds at the MCU's version of the Cabal. And by the way, if Namor comes back, can we please get him in a suit like this? Because And another interesting thing is we know Avengers Doomsday set to film at Windsor Castle, which immediately got everyone thinking, oh, is this Latveria? Is this Doom's castle? Well, according to My Time to Shine, hello, this is not for Doom. This is Magneto's castle. If I had to guess, maybe a version of Utopia or Genosha. Either way, if we get Sir Ian McKellen's Magneto flicked up like this in the classic suit on the fucking throne, oh! Better yet, if he destroys all the Sentinels that Doom used as his fucking throne, oh my god, inhale that aura. Which leads me to another very interesting detail that got my mind spinning in the theory, because Alex Perez mentioned that Doom is going to want his ideal version of each hero on his side. So I think, what if we get an evil version of the OG 6 Avengers? Or maybe just antagonists that agree with Doom's way. Now, if you actually believe what Chris Evans says, and he says he's not going to be in Avengers Doomsday, yeah, I'm not going to hold you, I'm calling cap on cap. And even Scarlett Johansson is over here playing coy saying, oh, I don't even know how it would make sense for my character to come back. The multiverse, Scarlett! But back in December, it was already confirmed by The Wrap that Chris Evans was returning in Avengers Doomsday. And it was also reported by reliable industry insider Daniel RPK that Scarlett Johansson was returning for these next two Avengers movies. So I just gotta say, why the you lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying. But a Hydra Cap and a Red Widow would actually go stupid. I mean, it's not like this is the first time that someone involved in an MCU project has lied before, right? Right. Now, the final thing Alex Perez mentioned was the exclusion of some characters. He doesn't see any of the supernatural characters appearing, so like Werewolf by Night, Agatha All Along, or any of the Defenders like Daredevil, Punisher, etc. Not for Doomsday at least. But someone he does see appearing is Peggy Carter, probably as Captain Carter and Peggy Carter. I'm not gonna hold you, as long as it's Haley Atwell in live action in the flesh, I'm gonna need that. Now, Alex Perez also addressed the rumors of a Ghost Rider appearing in Doomsday and Secret Wars, and he said he wouldn't be surprised. Especially in Secret Wars, they might be trying to get Nick Cage back for that one. And the most popular rumor for the MCU's version of Ghost Rider is still Ryan Gosling, but it will remain to be seen. And as for Tom Holland's Spider-Man, they're still working really hard to get a deal worked out to include him in Doomsday, but now with all the movies getting pushed back, I could definitely see this happening. I mean, it really don't even need to be a big role in Doomsday. I think he should have a bigger role in Secret Wars. Him, Andrew, and Toby can play the Miles and Peter role from the Secret Wars storyline, but you need to have Tom Holland's Spider-Man going up against Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. Like, there's just so much potential with the MCU's version of that conflict that would be very interesting. And also, it's Spider-Man. Y'all want to make $3 billion or not? Sony, are y'all allergic to money? Make it happen, Captain. Now on to some rumors, so take all this with a grain of salt, but it comes from a scooper who is kind of hit or miss. But apparently, this is going to be the team that tries to go save Monica Rambeau from that X-Men universe that she's in. It's a very interesting team, and there's also a lot of characters that have not been announced yet. But it definitely would make a whole lot of sense to include this team to go get Monica. Take this one with a huge grain of salt, but apparently, this same scooper is saying that we're going to get the Maker, who's the evil variant of Reed Richards, and he's going to be from that X-Men universe. And allegedly, he's going to be played by Miles Teller, so I don't know. I don't know about that one. Would be fire though, but I don't know if I believe it. But how else are we going to get the Council of Reeds? I feel like we are going to get this in a Secret War story, but only time will tell. But yeah, I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to give that news 3 big dooms. But anyway, that's all the new news we got on Avengers Doomsday. Let me know what you think about this news, my theories. If you have some theories, put a comment down below. And as always, like and follow for more.
And if you want to have even more fun, make sure you check out all the other videos I have on the channel going over DC Studios news, Marvel Studios news. There's a whole bunch of fun going on there. And if you want some merch, check out my merch link in the bio. It is incredible. We're working on some very super and fantastic things. Stay tuned.